some tools for handling leadership challenges. Now, each of the challenges we are going to look at today has ways to go about them. And as a leader, once I know that challenges are inevitable, like Albert and Comfort Okan quoted, once I know that they are inevitable, the wisest thing to do is to prepare for them. If I know there is something that I can't avoid, the best thing to do is to prepare for it. Because whether I am prepared or not prepared, the thing is definitely going to come. And I'm actually going to be in trouble if I don't prepare for something that is definitely going to come. And I'm rather going to have the upper hand and an advantage if I end up preparing well for what is going to come. So if I know that challenges are inevitable, what are some of the tools I need to have in preparing for challenges? So these tools are attitudes that leaders should have, cultures that leaders should have, so that no matter the challenge that comes their way or that comes our way, it's like we are more well built to handle those challenges and those difficulties. So the first tool we are looking at tonight is the tool of perception. The tool of perception. The tool of perception. And in talking about perception, all we are saying is the way you look at things, the way you interpret things. One of the very important qualities of leadership is perception. How do you see things? How do you interpret things? How do you interpret situations? And that is why, amazingly, you can have two different people going through a particular challenge, but then the two people will look at things from different angles. For instance, we have people who are pessimistic, we have people who are optimistic. And one classic example is when a glass is half filled with water. I believe it's something probably we've heard of before. Someone will say, oh, the glass is half full. Another person will say the glass is half empty. Amazingly, both of them are saying the truth. Because if a glass is half filled with water, it is actually half empty and at the same time half full. But the question is that, are you looking at the glass as half empty or half full? So that one person is looking at what the glass doesn't have. The second person is looking at what the glass has. So in leadership, the way we perceive situations, the way we understand situations, the way we how do I call it? We interpret situations is so important. And that is why perception is the first tool we are looking at for handling leadership challenges. If you are able to look at things from the right perspective as a leader, your leadership is going to be very, should I say simple, not to mean that you will not face challenges, but because of your perception, there is a way you handle challenges and make the challenges seem so simple. It's like a big challenge can come, but because of perception, there's a way you tone down the challenge. There's a way you reduce the challenge effectiveness by the way you perceive it. So J. Oswald Sanders said something. He said that eyes that look are common, eyes that see are rare. So the question is, what are you seeing? Many people can look at something, but only few will see what they actually have to see. So concerning that particular challenge, what are you actually seeing? Are you seeing the challenge as a disadvantage or seeing the challenge as an advantage? So if I'm a leader who sees challenges as a disadvantage, and I've already learned that challenges are inevitable, it means that my leadership is going to keep dropping and dropping and dropping in effectiveness because I can't stop challenges from coming. But imagine the second leader who sees challenges as opportunities for improvement and growth. That leader will first and foremost be expecting challenges to come. So challenges will not surprise that leader. And by the time the challenges come, that leader will turn the challenges around and make the challenges stepping stones for improvement and for greatness. So the first tool is the tool of perception. The way we see things, the way we interpret things. If you are able to get perception right, you are going to sail through without able to get your perception right. So the first tool is the tool of perception. The second tool we are looking at tonight for handling leadership challenges is the tool of focus. The tool of focus. One of the basic assignments of challenges and difficulties is to distract you. Many people are not able to fulfill their missions and their visions because they are distracted. And that is why focus is a major tool when it comes to fulfilling our leadership assignment. So that in handling challenges, if you are not focused as a leader, you easily be derailed by difficulties and challenges. There are times you see people moving on a certain course and certain things come to distract them. But some way, somehow, they don't get distracted. They stay focused. I remember a couple of years ago, I came across a story. I think it was on WhatsApp many years ago. And according to the story, one gentleman walked to, I'm going to paraphrase, one gentleman walked to a particular general and said that I want to be like you. What made you become such an achieved soldier? And what the general did was that he handed him a glass full of water. And he said to the gentleman that, do you know something? You see that field over there? I want you to march around the field. Go around once and come back to me. Make sure that you don't let any drop of water go on the ground. But the glass was half filled. He said, make sure the water does not drop on the ground. If not, I'll command the soldiers who are standing by to shoot you. And the gentleman saw that the general was not joking. There were soldiers standing by with guns, ready to shoot if water was to drop from that glass. And he told the gentleman to walk around. Amazingly, the gentleman walked around that whole field and came back, and there was no drop of water. When he came back, the general took the glass of water from his hand. And he said, I have some questions for you. He said, when you were holding the glass going around the field, did you see those young boys who were playing football on the field? The guy said no. He said, all right. Did you see those ladies who were walking by dressed half naked? The gentleman said no. And the general said to the gentleman that is a secret. Focus. He said that because the guy was focused on carrying the glass of water, ensuring that no drop falls onto the ground, he did not see all the distractions. So he said to him that if you are able to focus on what you are doing, it doesn't matter what comes your way to distract you. You remain undistracted and you'll be able to carry out the assignment. Because the assignment he was given seemed difficult to fulfill, but the gentleman was able to fulfill that assignment. So that is why focus is one of the major tools when it comes to handling leadership challenges. If you are able to train yourself to be focused on your task and your assignment, you'll be amazed at many things we can actually achieve and the many challenges we can actually go over with so much ease. Now, the final tool for handling leadership challenges I would like us to look at is the tool of apathy. And last week in the second session, we looked at apathy from a positive perspective because to a large extent, many of us have seen apathy from rather a negative perspective. But we got to see that in certain contexts, apathy will play a better role than empathy. So we pair empathy and apathy as a leadership pair. That empathy is necessary, apathy is also necessary. And we must know when to display empathy and when to display apathy. So one of the tools for handling challenges in leadership is apathy, where in certain moments you just tell yourself, I don't care. I'm moving forward. I don't care the distractions. I don't care the headers. So these are the tools we're actually going to use. The tool of perception, the tool of focus, and the tool of